So basically, there have been 2 suspected cheaters and clips of them going around in the T2, T3 circuit going on recently. If you don't know what T2, T3 are, T1 is Pro League, T3, T2 are like Amateur, Challenge League, and the way to get into Pro League. The first is from North America, and it's a player called Smurf, and he plays on a team called Space Shoes. If you know Space Shoes, they're a really reputable organization. They played in multiple Challenge Leagues. This is their Mexican branch of their team. As you can see, pros are responding to them saying, this guy's blatant. Now, I'm not going to show these clips because they have music in them, but I did get the original clips from the guy who compiled these clips together. But essentially what caused this to happen, I believe, is the fact that this team beat Core Gaming in the grand finals of a T3 league. Now, this may not seem like that cool of a result to you guys, but basically Core Gaming is Franklin, after parting with Stompin, formed a team, and as IGL, after M80X, won everything in Tier 3. We're going to remove this result because he was pug stacking. He was not with Core. But look, he won first place, Element 5. This is Tier 2, Tier 3, Tier 3, Tier 2, Tier 3, and then he finally lost to a random team, but not just any team, Space Shoes MX. Space Shoes MX, which has his player Smurf, which now had these clips. So the first clip is that Night Haven clip that you see previewed in there. I have the original post. I have like the list of clips from the original post compiled together. I'm going to react to them today, but this video, we're going to do something different. We're basically going to, I'm going to leave it more up to the viewer. I'm going to give my thoughts. I'm going to give all the possibilities. I'm going to list out all the perspectives on the situation, but I'm going to leave it mostly up to you guys to determine whether this guy's cheating or whether he's just the next coming of Jesus Christ, because there have been pro players who have been accused of cheating in the past that have ended up being really good. And I'm assuming this screenshot is from like a DM conversation against him. Lamau, that's a... Well, SP... I've never seen someone call SP spawn peak. Okay, so Bandit didn't even shoot a slit in the barricade yet. Like, there's no slit in this barricade yet. But he starts getting shot at. Was there a drone? The only explanation I can think of is that there's a drone. Okay, so the drones are here and here, and there's no drone near this room. Maybe he drove it out. Okay, now we're on to the next clip. He's on Tubarao. Easy pre-fire. Comment down below what you think, chat, because I'm mostly going to leave it up to you guys. I'm just going to point out what I observe. This is fine. I don't see anything wrong with this clip right here, because this is like a common pixel to behold, and he also like adjusts back to it, but also like could be playing it off, right? That's normal pre-fire. Like, I think that first one was really, really bad because there were no drones around it. But then again, he could have heard it on like a drone outside the window. But then again, there would be no sound on it. I guess what he's trying to point out that's bad here is the fact that he hops in the window and then looks towards this guy on the right first before looking at the doorway and pre-firing it. But to be fair, like, both of these angles like are common. Like, even if he wasn't walling, like, you would check here to make sure there's no one just holding your hop in E-box, and then you would like make sure there's no person here. I mean, he's just a pre-fire, but I have no fucking idea. Now, it could be a common pre-fire. It very much could be. You can PC check my balls. I dropped 20 times more than you, burger ass motherfucker. Never a good sign when the person's just very rude, right? That's the first set of clips. There's more. I basically, from the Alex PRS, the original T2 player that posted that compilation, he assembled it from these videos. So I'm just going to watch all these videos. We're going to look at them together. That's basically it. I mean, you might be trying to get stock door, I guess. Yeah, the spawn peak was sus. Nothing else was sus there, in my opinion. The spawn peak was bad. That looks pretty bad. And the worst part is Team Shoobs. Shoobs is a really reputable org. Like, I love the players, like, used to be on the US version of Team Shoobs. This is the Mexican branch of Team Shoobs, so MX, Space Shoobs MX. Well, and Space Shoobs competes in T2 a lot. Let's see. I don't like that it's like so accurate on the player. Like, usually when you go for like, when people, because Hibana's stationary, right? But the thing is, usually when you go for like jiggle picks like that onto like a angle, usually you don't move your crosshair. Usually you let your movement do the aiming for you, you know? So that's something that I don't necessarily like about this situation. Usually when you would do this peek, if you think about logistically, like when you guys would do this peek, like a Shaiko peek on an angle, you would be aiming here, and then by your movement, you would be aiming too far to the right, and then your movement would cause your crossfire to move onto their head. Does that make sense, chat? Like, you wouldn't track a guy through the wall you're jiggling. You know, you're not aiming in at the wall you're jiggling and keeping it on him. You would start your crosshair off as to the right, and then you wouldn't move your crosshair, you know? Okay, here's what I mean. If I'm jiggle picking this guy, you see how like my crosshair, like when it's here, it's not on him through the wall. But then when I get to him, it's on him. I use my movement. I'm not like doing that, you know? I don't know anyone that like moves like this. That's what I mean. So that's the part that I'm like a little bit suspect, because the Hibana is standing still. Right, so a little strange. But alas, it could just be like a little quirk he has. It might just be a little quirk he has.
It's like every time he commits to
he's
a real
pre-fired
fight,
2 people.
He just doesn't leave people's heads.
Oh! That guy got fucking slammed! That guy got put in the fucking WWE montage! Holy shit! Oh my god. Wow, this guy's fucking moving his shit. Just sit behind the shield. This guy genuinely has no idea how to just sit behind the shield. Okay, I mean, that could be a little off, but I don't like right here. What is he pre-firing? Wait, the Capitao has not shown a part of his body outside the doorway yet. He's pre-firing the hard wall, but I mean, he might just be really bad. I don't know. He might just be a really poor player.
And he just knows everything's fucking clear.
I mean, but like, if he knew right here, this one's not as bad, because if he knew right here, I don't think he would have swung this without like knowing there's a player right here. No, maybe he got confused. Okay, what I really don't like though is like right here. I think the swing out's fine. I think like if you knew there's a player behind the wall, it's fine. What I really don't like is like right here, when he goes for the 180 on this player, he kind of like aims at a position. You see how his crosshair like moves in of itself on the reinforced wall first? Right here. You know what I mean? On the wall itself, and then stays on him. Yeah, I don't like the way that looks. I don't like the way that looks at all. Next one's 10 minutes long, so we're gonna kind of get through this fast. That could be off a call out. I just don't like how fucking... I don't like when you pre-fire something that someone hasn't peeked yet. Like that last clip we saw with the Capitao, and then this clip we saw just now. Like that guy hasn't even shown him. So why does it always get to Capitao? Yeah, he died. Wow, this guy is fucking horrible. Just let me know. Just like type in the comments below, because I want to leave this more up to the viewers. I don't really want to form hard opinions on these things anymore. I would just like to I would just want to like commentate what I observe and what I know like good players to do. The pre-fire, very confident pre-fire, but I mean, it could be off the drone position, right? It could be off the fact that the drone position's there. This is a good angle checking. This is not bad. He checked that angle first and he checked this angle. What would be really bad is if this player and Freezer pushed up and that's when he decided to become sentient. Emerald aim plat movement on T2. He's not a T2. I think he's like T3 at most. Yeah, this is fine. There's nothing wrong with this clip. He's fighting someone on a zombie barricade. He checked everything he needed to check at the very beginning. That might have just been like luck. So I'm actually okay with this one. This one's not that bad of a clip. Seems like these Oregon ones aren't that bad necessarily. Now what's really bad is he pre-fires the guy directly to his level, unless a drone catches him. My biggest thing is if the drone catches him, he could be full well. Okay, whoa. This is one thing that like always gets me. This clip actually looked completely fine, like literally up until now. I don't like it when like someone's in a jiggle battle with you and he's almost always essentially certain of like where you have repositioned to. If I'm jiggling, right, and then you're fighting me on this jiggle, I'm gonna get paranoid, you know? I'm gonna check to make sure you aren't swinging out wide before I go for like a wide. I'm not gonna be able to know you're out wide and then know you're tucked, necessarily speaking. Right, like I don't like the fact that right here he knows he's wide. Like he knows he's wide and then he immediately knows how tucked he is. Like that guy could be anywhere. Whoa! He's shooting nothing again. He's shooting the box. That's not even that's not a person. What the fuck? This guy has cheeks? Yeah, burrow. He has Emerald at best and somehow destroying Franklin. I mean, he's just very, yeah, he is very bad. Like, that's the biggest thing. He's very bad. This is normal. This is normal pre-fire. I'm not mad at this one. Like, it's very accurate the way he hit that, but like, that's a normal pre-fire. You go on big window when you know there's a guy big window. This is fine because like, I also just like hate clips like these because like, I just have problems with clips like struggles, where like you could just be looking at like Z, you know? Like the more blatant, like when you know someone has like more ball knowledge than they should have is when like you're walking down a hallway and you're just looking at the wall of the hallway sideways. But like stuff like this is he could just be looking at Z, so it's fine. But I don't like how, I mean, that might be sound. He might have just heard that the guy ran away, right? That might be sound. That's explainable by sound. He just also keeps going for like gunfights. Like he always starts pre-firing people that haven't like peeked him yet. I don't like that. I don't like that he starts pre-firing people that haven't peeked him. Maybe he has infinite knowledge. Maybe he's just like insane. Like maybe he's just like a 2000 IQ player. He's just really smart. He's next up. I agree. I mean, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. If I'm wrong, well, I don't know if I'm wrong about this guy, but the next guy, for instance, if I'm wrong, they're just really good. Like Atom, the current player on OXG, I remember like a pro like tweeting out like either back when he was called Tra. Atom on OXG used to be called Tra. He was like, yo, if this guy's either cheating or the future of NA, and he turned out to be the future of NA, right? So, you know, okay, I don't like that at all. I don't like this at all. But I don't like the fact that once again he's able to keep track of like where they're moving. Chat, do you know what I'm saying? When I fight the dude, I don't know, like I unpeak him and I don't know whether he's moved left or right. You know, like you see how he moves it left as he moves left? And now that this guy's moved back to the right, he's able to mirror the movement. I don't like mirroring movement. How do you know? My question is, when have you ever swung bunker door from tarps and just really wanted to look at the wall? I just don't think you need to look at the wall here. But I mean, that's fine. That's like his teammate was jiggling him. He could be going off his teammate's info. Well, you can 1v1 stop him. The biggest thing is like stopping will still wash this guy. Like even if you were cheating, like I'm not saying he is or is not cheating, but if he hypothetically, if he were cheating, right? Stop it would still wash this guy because of how bad he is. That's a beautiful flashbang, actually. You know what? That's a good play. Hypothetically, if he were cheating, that's very okay, never mind. Oh, good play. Wait, I like it. I'm liking these flashbangs, man. W flashbang. Don't die to the thorn trap. Okay, wow. Jesus Christ. Well, that was actually like a beautiful, like if you drone out someone on fucking main stairs, this was actually like a really cool play. Like I fuck with this. Like bucking up top main and then pushing this guy. That's a really cool play. And then he just turns into like a fucking robot and then dies to a thorn trap. What are you doing? What up, Hickers? Oh, they had a red ping there, so they have a BP. So that's off of info. This is not that crazy. What the fuck? I don't like that one. I don't like that one because it's like he could have been anywhere on the door. But like he pre-fired exactly where the head was gonna be. But oh well. I mean, hey, common pre-fire, I guess. Okay, yeah, I mean, the red ping wasn't on the line. The red ping was on, like, okay, this red ping is not where this is. This red ping is deep in pit. It's the same thing with, like, the ace kill. It's the ace kill earlier, right here, where it's like, how do you know that's exactly where he's going to be in the doorway? And then this lion kill right here, where it's like, how do you know he's going to be exactly out the doorway this much? And the same with the buck. Holy shit. All right, last set of clips on this guy, Smurf. That's a common blind spot. That's not bad. I don't like that it like follows him as he runs out of there, but it's okay. You have a C4? Lace it through? No, you don't have a C4. Oh, was this against oh, this was against Core. Oh, this was the comp game. Oh shit, this was the comp game. Hold on, lock in. I'm gonna be real. He's making a lot of random shotgun holes to make it seem like he doesn't know, but you can kind of tell like he explicitly knows where the people on the vert are. Like I think at least to me, and I might be wrong, he just might be God. Like he might be the best. Like I've never seen a pro player have that much pinpoint accuracy on like in a 1v3 through vert with no BP on site. Like everyone here are spectating. When you see watching, it means no one's watching a camera. That means everyone's spectating him. No one has info for him. There's no yellow pings for him. No one's calling out to him. My biggest worry here, this first kill, whatever, he's not watching the window right now. It's a 1v2. The smoke isn't cash. He's not watching the garage window. He's not, or he could be watching the garage window. But like, first he kills this guy, right? And then, for some reason, now he suddenly knows that there's 2 people garage window area. Not even that, before that, when he was shotgunning this guy underneath the breach, or like, for default plant, this default plant shotgun's fine. I've seen everyone do this default plant shotgun. I don't get how he's able to shotgun kind of where he's running after. I've never seen anyone start shotgunning around it. Usually you just keep shotgunning this plant spot to like get him off. He kind of follows him, and then he like kind of keeps this guy, keeps tabs on this guy. And then for some reason he's suddenly sentient on the 2 people garage window. And then he's suddenly sentient on this guy, and he tries to play it off that he doesn't know. Like the guy could be anywhere in cash, you know? Ah, you fucked up trying to play it off there. You let him get the plant down. That's dangerous. Now he can go outside breach. Wow, you threw the round by trying to play it off too much again. He threw the round by trying to play it off again. How do you know he's on breach? Oh, okay. Now he realized he should check. He should check to make sure people don't think he knows he's on breach. How do you know? How does he know this is exactly where the guy is? But yeah, that guy could be anywhere. Holy shit. Yo, I need the headset this guy has. Anyways, the aftermath of the situation. Basically, Space Shoobs, since they are a T2 org, basically made him do a PC check. Once again, I want to make it very, very clear, because I don't think enough people were clear on this in my last video. I do not condone these PC checks. I don't want PC checking to be a common spread thing, because it's a very dangerous thing. Everyone needs to understand the risk of what happens when you do get PC checked. That being said, when it does happen, I'm gonna use it, but I don't tell people to do it. It just happens on its own, and then I use the results of what happens, okay? Basically, he had USB to serial communication drivers found that apparently are not found in public databases. It isn't hard concrete evidence as if he used a DMA in the game, but the evidence strongly indicates the use of hardware device capable of such. If you don't know what a DMA is like using a second computer to cheat. I don't really know how to demonstrate it to you guys or like explain it to you guys. It's like using a second monitor or a second computer to have your cheats on it so that your current computer doesn't get it detected on it. Then so you can't really detect the software on it, but you can only detect whether or not you're using like a second device. The cheater reached out to me, and you'll actually notice with both the videos, okay, with both the cheaters, is that they both reached out to me, and I had a conversation with them both, because I don't care about, oh my god, witch hunt this guy. I want the better for the game, right? This is not about witch hunt this guy. This is about, you know, I wanted awareness to be spread on the state of what not having anti-cheat could mean for our comp integrity. That being said, I had a conversation with this guy. One really bad thing that happened, he stopped the investigation when he could have cleared himself. So I had a conversation with everyone involved. I tried DMing as many people as I can. I tried DMing his teammates. I got DM'd by the org. I got DM'd by him. I had a conversation with him. And there was a point in the investigation where the PC checker found, here's a driver for a spoofed monitor, right? Like, here's a driver for like a fake monitor, okay? All you need to do, because on the MOS, it only showed he had one monitor, but it showed he used 2 monitors on the day, but he only had 1 monitor on the MOS, okay? On the MOS files. MOS is the standard files for screenshotting your screen during games. All he had to do was plug in his second monitor, and the driver lights up and he's good. He's good. He's clear. Like as much as we can say it's inconclusive, you would go from inconclusive to cleared. Apparently, according to the guy, his teammates pressured him out of continuing the investigation because further evidence could damn them further and he would no longer be able to play with them anymore. I don't know how true this is because I tried to reach out to his teammates, and two of the teammates I've reached out to so far, Alan Durf and Rashid, both said they have no idea of that. So I don't know if it's a lie, but the guy apparently said, one, he sold that second monitor, and then two, that he would get it back on Friday, yesterday, to continue the investigation. Now, I tried to convince him. I was like, dude, I don't care. I will spread the word that you're clear. I will tell the community that you are clear if you just you get the monitor back yesterday, you plug it in, and then it lights up, and then I will tell everyone. I will spread the word and help you clear your name. I literally said that. And on Friday, he's a no-show. And he keeps dodging, and he keeps telling the PC checker, no, I'm not going to do it anymore. I don't want to go through with this anymore. It's already done. No, nothing's going to help me now. I'm like, dude, a 500,000 view video, like a 200,000 view video is exactly the guy that I got banned in my last cheater video. The guy that I got banned in this video did not get banned. He had nothing done to him until I posted this video. There was nothing done about this guy until I posted it. So all he had to do was go through with it, and I could have shifted heads. I could have saved your career. If your teammates had pressure you out of continuing an investigation, they are morons. That looks so bad on that part. And I was like telling him, do you not understand how terrible this looks on your part? The fact that it was inconclusive and you had the option to clear yourself. You literally were on the brink of saving yourself if you are legit, and you chose not to continue, and you chose to let your teammates pressure you into not continuing because you could not possibly play with them anymore if, oh, we don't want people to actually find out you're a cheater, is what that sounds like to my ears. And then he went private on Twitter and said, y'all ain't fine shit, went legit G Herbo. You know what I mean? Hey, if he wasn't cheating, maybe he was like the GOAT, like the future GOAT. So that's my take on it, because I actually kind of wanted him to clear himself. I was gonna make an actual full video on the investigation, and then once again, more like discussions about PC checking and why we need to anti-cheat. I'm gonna make like a big video on that in like 1 or 2 or 3 days, and I wanted to include the part where he cleared himself at the end, to show that, like, hey, if you cooperate with an investigation, you can clear yourself and you can get yourself out of this, even though it looks really bad. But he chose not to, so I now have to it has to be inconclusive. The second player in this drama is actually a recurring cheater suspicion. So it's a guy who people used to think was cheating way back in April, actually, around the time that I posted the original 600,000 view cheater video. Okay, and a lot of people tagged me on this, and I'm gonna be real, I didn't see anything too bad on this, actually, and that's why I didn't end up making a video on it. But we're gonna go through anyways because his name has come back up now because a lot of people seem to be really suspicious of him. So we're gonna go through all the clips again. And yeah, this guy goes by the name of Framework, and he's an EU tier 3 tier 2 player. Originally this was back in April. This was the OG clip, that first game. We're gonna go through his whole story. He's playing a team called Valor, again, very reputable org. He was dropping 20 bombs in this T3 league. People couldn't seem to understand it. Here is the first clip that was people had kind of suspicions against him.
Attackers dropped the diffuser.
Now these are common angles. He checks K9 and slant because these are common angles. And I guess the hard suspicion of this clip was the fact that, like, he looked at the lion through the wall. But I mean, I don't necessarily think this is like that bad. Like my genuine reaction when I first saw this was, this is like fine. Like, he could be like thinking that there's a guy walking out here, you know? So this one's definitely not as, like, if there are signs, the signs are not as blatant as the other ones. And he just kind of shits on him. And then the quote retweet clip is, I think, what got the most reaction. So this only got 264 likes. This got more likes, and I think this is what got the most reaction out of everyone, is the enemy team's doing kind of like a class base bit rush. He pre-fires, at least on the spectator cam, through a smoke, and then he's able to kill a second person through. notice that the person said there's a smoke in the replay. Once again, I spoke with him. I spoke with him because I want to get both sides of the story. I don't want to like upload a video without trying to understand or to have a conversation with the other side. Framework says himself that on his screen client side, and I think he has a VOD on this somewhere, but he didn't link it to me, so I can't show. I tell both these guys about that. I said, tell me what you want me to say to my to the audience in my videos, because I will say whatever you want me to say, so long as I can say it without getting banned. Right? I will spread your message because I want to get both sides of the story in. And he said, I want people to know that in this first clip, I could not see a smoke on my screen. It was bugged and there wasn't a smoke or bugged or not, there wasn't a smoke on his screen according to Pinnin's VOD. He didn't link me the VOD, so I can't show you that. And I couldn't find it anywhere. The vert is here. Okay, this is where the vert is. That looks at the breach. If I'm watching the breach, I don't think I would ever... Maybe he's worried about a window hopping or like a guy walking up the staircase, but his teammates, maybe he's worried about a guy like walking up the stairs. It's castled. This window's castled. Maybe he's worried about the guy walking up fire stairs. But I would say like that's the only real part that like confuses me, because he doesn't even look really at the staircase at all or the window. He's looking like here, which you're not going to get anything out of that. But maybe his mouse he was just adjusting his mouse or something. Either way, I didn't see like too much of suspicion in these clips originally, and that's why I didn't originally make a video on it. Now, things did happen after this clip kind of went like viral though. More clips were released. I don't know, like there's so many deleted tweets in these. I hate the fact that everyone deletes their tweets. It just makes it seem so much more fishy when everyone's deleting their tweets left and right. He could be checking on his Valk right there. That is a little sus, and I will say like that will have to like, that will be in line with the like things I think about later on and bring up. But like when these clips first came out, he could be looking at like strip, you know, the strip staircase. I don't think I necessarily did not necessarily think there was too much wrong with these original, like these two videos, the slash videos of these were EU T2 cheaters. The T2 quals, 250k views just on the reaction, 600,000 views, a lot of money off those, right? Like obviously a lot of money. It was it was in my interest to continue making cheater videos and continue riding the sensationalist wave. And this scandal came out and happened and everyone was tagging me on it. It was within like, I had no reason not to, really. I really had no reason not to make a video on this guy. But it's just that like I didn't see anything in this clips. I'm not gonna fucking just like start witch hunting people if I don't really see anything in this clips. Like a lot of these clips particularly don't show anything. The only real bad one so far was the chalet one. This is one I don't really know. Maybe he's just having a stroke, right? He's like just okay. Maybe this one's not that. Maybe this one's pretty bad. Why are you like slowly panting your crosshair across the wall right there? Either way, it's cut out of context. Maybe he's just like having a stroke with his mouse or something. He did agree to a PC check. I think an issue a lot of people had with this PC check was that it was like a scheduled PC check. You can essentially dodge a PC check by like altering stuff on your PC. Obviously, it's not that easy because a lot like the good checkers are able to check your histories, and even if you delete and clear everything, like you can still get checked. But there's still ways to dodge. And eventually Reapin, which is the guy who did the original PC check in my first video, once again, don't trust any PC checker. I'm not promoting him. A lot of people thought I was promoting him. I ended up taking his Twitter out of the bio. I'm not promoting anyone. He came back with the result that he's clean. And Reapin basically couldn't find anything on him. He was forced to play with a monitor cam in all of his league games because, you know, and have like a camera on his game. Okay, yeah, so he got forced to do a monitor cam. The admins said, "I'd like to bring our attention. The framework is currently practicing the tournament. It's important to implement additional monitoring to ensure transparency and fairness in the tournament. I kindly request that as players are required to play with the camera filming their screen. This will help guarantee that all rules are followed." A lot of pros actually had a very poor reaction to this PC check. This was back then, right, in April. So Teb, who was a pro on Mako, said, "Impossible to detect DMA, but every time he plays comp and stay on his PC, shame of you supporting a clear cheater." In reaction to that, Sarks, who's a current pro for Fnatic, also thinks he's a cheater. And a lot of pros seem to be really upset with the fact that he didn't get caught on a PC check because, according to them, he has had a history of cheating. which he confirms himself. I admitted to cheating in 2020, cheated out of boredom because I thought I was going to commit to CS. Later on, rebranded and got banned in T4 leagues because of the rebrand. Not cheating. Received a comp ban in 2022, which ended in 2023. The comp ban voids it as its time served. So he also wanted me to cover this fact. Like when I asked him, I want to give his perspective on it. I want to make sure like I have both sides. He admits to it, which is good, right? We love transparency. He's making a pretty good pace. He complied with the PC check. He complied with the monitor cam. He's complied with everything. So in my eyes, at least from this situation that happened, I didn't have a reason to really cover it and like look, oh, look at this guy, because there was only one really sus moment out of anything here, and he went with the PC check, went with monitor cam. He's pretty transparent throughout this whole thing. So it's, you know, it's fine. Now, for the most part, most of the evidence points to the fact that he's not cheating. One slightly suspicious part is that after he started playing with a monitor cam, he started performing notably worse. This is a clip of a player playing against him when he had his monitor cam on, and he's like lost. According to him and his former teammate, Framework stopped using monitor cam since bro's been doing well. He says it impacted his nerves. That makes a lot of sense. I'm not going to deny the fact that like if you have a monitor cam on you, it might like make you play a little worse just because you're a little shaky. People from EU were saying when he was monitor, his performance was shit. As soon as it was over, he performed better immediately. Do with that information what you want. That's a bit too like subjective to go off of, but it's not a good look. So essentially, the approach I want to take to this is kind of just pointing out the possibilities. For the most part, the initial part of it, he complied with the investigation, he can comply with the check, he can comply with the monitor cam. That's all very good on him, and he mostly cleared himself like 95% of the way. I just want to focus on my part in this video on like the rest of the 5% and the fact that new clips have emerged of him playing on a new team and supposedly doing some really sus shit. Okay, so here he is in tier 3 again on a different team. And this looks really, really bad. Now, he could just be, the big thing here is that could just be coincidence. Like, he could just be making an angle to look at this window, and he kind of like fucked it up on a guy hopping in through filtration window later in the round. So this could be fine. It looks a little bad. I won't lie. It looks a tiny bit bad, right? It looks a tiny bit bad. That could be off his teammate, and there's a lot of cams on everyone else. That guy got shit on. That was a wide peek. He had every chance to kill him. Oh, the rest of the clip, he has like perfect movement against them. I mean, that's fine. That would just be a really, really good player. Like at the end of the day, right? This guy, more so than the last guy, I would say I have more of an idea of the fact that like maybe he's just like a really, really, really good player. As opposed to just be like he's like really good and therefore people think he's cheating. Once again, because this clip resurfaced, more people have decided to start coming out with like evidence that they continue to gather on this guy, because I think people are a little like people are still suspicious of him from before, and because of the fact that he had a past. Now, so that first part of the video was kind of like a first part of this guy was to build up like the story and the history of how we got to this point. And episode 1 apparently is the when I looked into it and shit. Yeah, this was Slash. This was Slash. This was like an old guy that we already caught one time. This guy was really blatant. Like, relative to this guy, Framework is not blatant at all. But yeah, my video ended up getting Slash banned. Like, he wasn't banned until then. Right now in a teacher tournament, not so far away. This is tier 2, okay? And people call it tier because you just lose to them. And this is on Framework, okay? Here's where I want to get into the realm of possibilities. I don't like the way that looks. I actually don't like the way that looks. Right? Like, I want to get into start getting the realm of possibilities, because you start to see patterns in, like, crosshair shit the more you watch people. And I also don't like how this looks. I don't like how this looks. Right? I don't like the fact that it goes to his body. Now, if you remember the original clip, the one thing we found sus a long time ago, this was fine. The part we found sus was the fact that while this guy was walking through the breach, his crosshair started, like, freaking out on the top right of the breach, right? Like up here. I feel like I see the same pattern in these two like little locks. And so through monitor cam, through the PC check, through everything, he doesn't have a blatant source of cheats like walls or like DMA, but if I want to dive into the realm, and he could very likely just be very good. But I think if we want to get into the realm of possibility of what he could potentially have, it could be soft aim, right? Or like soft aim lock, whatever you call it, where like when he passes his crosshair over to someone or close to someone, it'll stick on them, like kind of like having a sticky crosshair. So the big thing here, this guy I think obviously has a much higher chance of just being good at the game, and these are just like very unlucky clips. But I will say, if I'm noticing any sort of trend, it is that. And if he is able to dodge like a PC check and a monitor check, then it's because he would have some sort of like mouse-based external cheat, similar to DMA, but not necessarily, like on a smaller scale. I don't like this trend. Where, yeah, you see that? I really do not like the way it moves. I do not like the way his crosshair moves. And when I find blatant cheaters in my Discord, or like when I used to play in this, they would have similar things where like maybe it's onboard memory, or maybe it's like a separate little chip that you can like put onto your mouse or somewhere else. It's external cheat, more undetectable, and would be able to bypass a PC check because it's not sophisticated enough right now. This looks terrible for him. This looks exactly like soft aim, where like when you pass your crosshair near someone or close to someone, it's like a sticky crosshair. So this is the part that looks like, this is the part that like when I see the trend between the videos, this is the trend I see, is right here. You see it kind of keeps up with the castle, and then it kind of keeps up with like the same x-axis part of that player. And it's similar to that original clip, I would say. It's similar to that original clip. The only part of the original clip that we found suspicious at the very end, where when he gets his crosshair close to the player, it's kind of like dragged upwards towards him as opposed to the vert. Out of everything I've seen, it's definitely not as bad as Smurf at all. Not at all bad. If anything, he has a much higher chance of just being a really good player than actually cheating in any sort of way. If he were to be cheating, I think that's what it was. Like, hypothetically speaking, if he did have cheats and they were able to bypass a monitor cam or a PC check, it would be an external mouse-based controller cheat, like a mouse controlling cheat. Essentially, it's either soft aim lock, where when you have a certain FOV and the enemy gets within a very narrow FOV, your crosshair kind of sticks onto them, like right here, or it's a button you press when people like, remember when people like suspicious of CSGO pros, that would like drag your crosshair to someone and kind of hint at like where they are near you. It's nothing close to like what Smurf was doing, right? Yeah, like I don't like that when it's slowed down. When that's slowed down, this could be him just running and then aiming in and just like being unlucky with it. Like, I mean, there's also a chance he's good, right? Because Tra went through the same thing. Like Atom on OXG right now went through the exact same thing, where people were like, he's either cheating or the future of NA. Framework could be cheating or the future of EU. And then we have another video that Groovy actually compiled, and Groovy is a former pro player for Fnatic. I think a couple of pros like Teb and Groovy seem to have this like vendetta against him. I don't hold the same vendetta, so I want to approach this from like a more non-biased and just point out what I see. But yeah, Framework, I don't see anything wrong with the cast, like the kills you get necessarily, more so to like the way your crosshair sticks to people when you pass close to them. And I was like, I think that's the only thing that is a little bit off-putting to me, because the cheat that is associated with that would happen to bypass everything that did clear you. But like I said, I do think there's a higher chance that you have of being fine than not. Usually there would be a rotate here. I don't know if he knew the castle was there. That does look a little suspicious that like he's pre-firing a castle, but I mean, usually there's a rotate there, so it's not a bad pre-fire. Yeah, but like you could I think there's levels to this, and this clearly does not look as necessarily bad as the other one. That's why I didn't make a video on it in the first place. He loses that too. All I say is I play low ADS, so ADS is stiff for pre-aiming angles and whatnot, but that's all I could say of it. Heard. It doesn't really explain it though, because if what you're saying is true, he said, I don't have an explanation for you regarding that. All I have to say is I play low ADS, ADS is stiff for pre-aiming angles. If your ADS is slow, that means when you ADS in and then you move your crosshair. If you're saying your aim is stiff, your crosshair would move past people. But the issue I'm seeing is in the micro movements is that when you like accidentally lock, let's say like it's on coincidence, is that it follows the person for a little bit before like following another person. That's the issue. I'm trying to excuse, it's just a possibility. Yeah, I understand that. But I think the point Groupie's trying to make is like he's making a lot of plays without info, which to be fair, like I play casual like this, like, and he's also dying on a lot of these plays. Who do you track? Okay, the text says tracking 3 people, but who do you track? Oh, like right here when you like looks at this guy, looks at this guy, looks at this guy. That could be swiping. That could be swiping. Like boom, like that could be like. That could be just, you know, that could be swiping. I don't think that's that crazy. There's a guy next to him. Like, he's dying in these clips. I don't know. I don't think these clips are, like, he's accusing him of not having info, but he's dying a lot. Like, that's the consequence of not playing with a lot of info. The argument against cheaters, though, like, and I'm not, like, not against Framework specifically, but against, like, cheaters that, like, a lot of cheaters that hide it really well will jiggle and pre-fire almost everything. That's what we saw with Smurf earlier in the video. Right? Is that like they will just purposely like jiggle everything and pre-fire everything. An upside to what Framework is doing is that what he's jiggling and pre-firing is common angles. So it's like it's like actual, like I would see comp angles as opposed to literally everything and anything. I don't like this one. I don't like this one. Was anyone on a drone for his team? 1F lobby. The Larry's holding this drone here. Was a drone Visa? Yellow stairs, lobby. That's where the 2 drones are. Oh, I don't like this one. 2F console side room. And then thermite gets off drone. I don't like this one that... Like the movement mirroring I don't like. That's what I don't like about this one. I don't like this one because like the movement mirroring. Like what I was saying earlier is like knowing exactly how wide certain people are. I don't like that. But... The thing with Smurf is like it's very consistent, whereas with like Framework, it could be explained away by like just like 1 or 2 really lucky moments that unlucky moments that he ends up looking like that, and like the suspicion, like the confirmation bias leads to it. AI gameplay, not being afraid to flank, just running around marathon again. I mean, it's a rank game, no? Or is this like a comp game? I don't know, like, I think this is too much confirmation bias from Groupie. There's a clear vendetta here. BO1. Oh, it's an actual comp game? Okay, well, that's different. I don't know. That's different. I thought it was a fucking rank game. Then the lack of info accusations make sense. But yeah, the general point in the video, and I'm gonna let this ride out because I don't see anything crazy. The overall overarching point is, I don't see anything bad, but there is a possibility, right? And the possibility is able to bypass a lot of the measures we have to catch cheaters at this point. The golden standard measure for catching cheaters, which you're required to run in every tournament, is Moss, which does nothing. Moss is the program that ended up getting Shaiko banned. Like, Moss was not able to catch Slash when I got Slash banned. The point I'm trying to make with this video is we clearly need a better standard of third-party anti-cheat, because if you look at CS, which has one of the worst cheaters problems across all games, it still has an active high-level player base because they play Faceit, and Faceit makes you run a third-party anti-cheat that actually somewhat works, right? Like, you're able to relatively get cheater-free lobbies in Faceit. Siege needs the same fucking thing for fucking 10-mans and shit. It's not just Moss, because Moss requires you to protest someone, and by then you're already sacrificing a level of pride to admit to them that you think they're cheating. And that already filters a lot of people from reporting people, because it's like, okay, you have to like submit your pride. You have to put down your ego and say, yo, I think these guys are cheating. And it's a really bad look if you like Moss like protest someone. The end conclusion is we really need just a third-party anti-cheat solution. Like, we have to. Someone needs to develop it, and we need to start testing it in T3 leagues and TMs now, right? And it needs to be safe. It needs to be, like, Microsoft verified or something, and it needs to alert admins the moment any suspicious process is found in the middle of games. Because someone might have cheated in the past, but if they're not cheating within your game because they're running the third-party anti-cheat, it's fine, right? Like, the game you're currently playing at least is safe. You can play in a TM and be okay with it. None of these clips were sus to me at all. Like, this is just Frame kind of playing like a moron. The point I'm getting from this video is Framework just doesn't play good Siege. He's clearly very unsuccessful in a majority of the aggressive plays he goes for. Which, if you watch Solitaire, like, he kind of plays like the same way. Alright, either way, that's the 2 cheaters that basically were in the spotlight of like the Siege conversation, the T2, T3 scene. Let me know in the comments what you think is your diagnosis on it. And again, the main message is not to create a witch hunt after players. I don't want people going out there and just messaging people or start harassing these people. The main point is we just need better measures. That's really it. Basically, Homeless did a visual cheat detector, made a visual machine learning model to look at people's clips and determine whether or not they're inhuman moving or human moving to cheat. The issue is it's only CS2 right now. Like, it's only for like CS2 clips. There's no sound to train it off because they use a CS2 kill sound to train off the kills. There's no sound in Siege when you get a kill necessarily, like a Valorant or CS sound. So I was gonna do this for this video to see whether or not the detection would, you know, happen on these players, the scores they would get for Smurf and Framework. But if anyone manages to do it, and download the model from GitHub and train it off Siege data and find a way to do it, please, you know, do so and let me know what happens, because I think for Framework it would matter a lot more than Smurf, I think, or yeah, also Smurf as well. But yeah.